Folks, I am talking to a gentleman who I consider to be one of the most fascinating human beings on this planet. It is Dr. Benjamin Carson. I'm sorry, Dr. Ben Carson, Director of Pediatric Neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins University. Dr. Carson, how do you respond to the criticism from the black community that you went on Sean Hannity's show, for example, and during that broadcast, there was a question posed, and your response about the president was that, well, he's a community organizer, and obviously, you know, that's a small aspect of who and what he is, but you know, you were very direct in making that comment, and you know, I've seen quite a bit of criticism. How do you respond to that?
Simply by saying that is largely his background, and that explains to me the reason that he spends so much time with this them against us mentality, because that's what community organizers do. What a president should be doing is being president of all the people, creating a vision behind which everybody can get, not segmenting a certain group and saying, you know, they're the reason that you're not getting yours, and you know, and that typically, if anybody is honest, knows that that's what community organizers do. So I don't necessarily blame him for acting that way. I'm just explaining why he tends to see things as us against them, as opposed to how do we all work together to achieve a goal.
And is it your real sense that he behaves in a way that is not being president of all the people in the country?
Absolutely. I mean, again, you should see the outpouring of mail, of communications. I mean, it is unbelievable. And, you know, when I go somewhere, you know, the people who come up to me and say, thank you for speaking out. What has happened is, you know, the political correctness in our society and the fact that people are so afraid of being criticized that they are afraid to speak out. They're afraid to even think. They think that there's some monolithic thought pattern, and this is particularly true in the black community. You're supposed to toe the line. You're supposed to think this way. Believe me, there are people who are perpetuating that kind of thing because they need to keep certain groups of people in line, because those people, if you can keep them thinking the same way, you can get them to vote for you no matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter whether you're making achievements or not. And you can lock up all kinds of political power. And, you know, I'm calling on people to start thinking. That's the reason that I wrote the book. I want people to look through that, understand the history of what is going on, understand the background of what's going on, understanding the role that God and faith plays in our society, and why the destruction of our Judeo-Christian values is resulting in the destruction of our society.